Alright, we're here at the Moab Rocks stage race, and this is packet pickup when we were getting our stuff, and this is morning of the race. We drove kind of to the same park and decided that we would only ride back to there, so that was nice. Start of the race was pretty chill, so they actually do a lead out car up until the entrance of the park, so you're following a car for 2.5 miles. All pavement. It's not very neutral speed. We definitely gassed it up during the neutral, and the field probably split behind us. Eventually you're getting on this gravel road and you're climbing gravel for 13 miles. So I was ahead for probably a third of it. This is where Sid caught me, and when she caught me she kind of slowly got further away, and this is around the halfway point. And then right past the halfway point, you get this little downhill, which is really nice, but then after that, it really kicks up here, and it's just this brutal grade. I got caught by another girl, but then when I got up to Porcupine, I eventually passed her. When I turned onto Porcupine, my arms and my upper body were so shot from the effort of the uphill. So I definitely was fumbling around a lot more than I usually do. I was very convinced I was horrible at riding my bike at this point because I just couldn't catch my breath. But eventually, the feeling came back, so that was cool. But at the top of Porcupine, you get to see over all of Moab and kind of the valley below, which is so crazy. So you can kind of see it in these shots, but it's really cool. It's also very hard to focus when you're riding, because you're on the edge of a very high cliff. But yeah, it's also the trail is immediately pretty techy, so that didn't help my need for more blood in my upper body. It's also pretty rocky, so I actually pre-rode this a week earlier. We came out here early, me and my mom did, and thumbs up. And we pre-rode it, and I got to kind of adjust my tire pressure and my rebound. I noticed that if I had a higher rebound, it actually was a lot more helpful, so I could skid over all these rocks right here instead of just damper my suspension over time. So that was really helpful to kind of maintain my speed, was to just really have a high rebound, so it was just the full suspension was coming back out every single time I was getting pounded by the rock. So that was really helpful. And then it was helpful to kind of see some of the stuff and try to remember the correct line through it all. I didn't always successfully remember. As you can see, there was a couple people around me, so I think a couple of guys passed me. I know that guy, he had passed me, and then I had passed him back, and then he had passed me again. So we were going very similar speed, and he ended up finishing right ahead of me. And then I kind of stayed behind him for a while the second time he went by. But there wasn't a ton of people actually around me. When I got down to the bottom of the finish, there was a good group of guys, but there wasn't that many around me. I was kind of in no man's land. So as you can see, I kind of had a couple of faults, so I tried to include these in the video so you can see where I messed up. It wasn't a perfect run of Porcupine, but it was a pretty good one. I'm pretty happy with it. Other notes on this course were how fast some of the sections were. So once you kind of ride that ridge of Porcupine, it kind of shoots you down the Jeep trail section more so of the trail, and it's just this really loose rock that's has big chunks. So you really want to make sure you don't hit one of those big chunks because it will just send you. But you gain a lot of speed going down them. So definitely some popping of the tire, messed up right there. And then I think right here, this is when there was another guy who pushed up this one section. It's kind of sand. It was sandy right there, so it was kind of hard to like get your pump over that rock. So yeah, that's another thing. There was like sand in the mix, but not as much as I remember there being. So definitely not. The sand wasn't as much of a factor to like wash out as often as I remember there was in like 2018 when I did it. It was more so just like big loose rock that was like you really had to watch out for. Even like rewatching this video, there was a couple times where I was like going for a big rock and I was like, what's gonna happen? And then I was like, wait, this was me. I didn't hit that. So yeah. And then actually when me and my mom pre-rode it, we actually got hit by multiple hailstorms. So I distinctively remember kind of how it finished. So I knew that I was like coming up in a couple miles to the finish line because I couldn't really look down at my bike computer super easily because I was just, you know, like going so fast, so you're like not really looking down that often, which also means you're not really drinking a ton of water or liquid or whatever you have with you. I managed to finish one bottle on the way up, which had 75 grams of carbs, fuel, and then on the way down I got through like half of my next bottle, which had like 60 grams of Never Second in it. I actually didn't take any gel because at the top when I was finishing my bottle was when I could have taken a gel, but I was trying to get that bottle empty first and figured that would be more beneficial than possibly gagging on a gel. So at this point, still flowing through the rock jungle. The bottom section is actually what I remembered a little bit better, so I actually managed to get some of these lines correct. But then there's like shelves right before you finish the race actually, and I did kind of mess up those and like had to step over them just because I'm trying to be a little bit careful riding right now because of the crash at Redlands that I had. So I'm just trying to be not send it over any ledge without knowing what's happening. So like right here, just kind of stepped over that, but try not to lose too much time doing that. And slid out a little bit right there, but tried to push myself otherwise. Also gorgeous right here. You're kind of riding on another ridge here, and you're just like sending it right down the middle of it. So it's like crazy cool to see it. It's very different than the next two stages. This one's like very much coming down a mountain, and the next two stages are going to be more like rock rolling. The last stage is like pretty cool views also, but this one's definitely like peak views of Moab. So this is a little slow roll for me. My bike's doing so good. I did end up keeping the Racing Ray on the front, and the back one is like more of an XC Schwalbe tire, and that seems to work great. So the bottom group of guys, I was second woman. It was like 4 minutes behind Sid. We actually have to ride back, so we rode back. We at the 8th station, eat some Oreo. Documented this just for Will in the award ceremony.
In second place, racing for Range of Life, Team Winston-Salem, Sierra Sims. Sims got about a 4-minute 40-second lead. In winner category after stage 1 at Moab Rocks, Ellie, Sierra, and Sid.
So yeah, we're looking forward to stage 2, and it was a good day.